Isn't this unplayable on MODO? Let's find out. It's a bit rough. Going through the dungeons is a bit rough, but your Gwenna grows, so like at least you can, if you can attack with Gwenna, you can just kill them by attacking. Are Frillback and Atraxa redundant? Yeah, it's the same card. Are Frillback and Atraxa redundant? The most sane question I heard today. This is surprising that this deck plays Yasharn. Holy shit, we got Back to Nature against Incarnation. The combo doesn't actually help with the bad ones. Seems like a keep. Plaza of Heroes, nice land. It's good versus Rakdos midrange. So, yeah, what I said still stands. I'm gonna have turn 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the Atraxa mana for turn 4. Honest Rutstein doesn't do much. I guess Honest Rutstein is a nice, another way to loop Acererak, because it reduces its cost by 1. Tempura Garden. Company. So we can play Gwenna. Because next turn I can tap Gwenna to play Kinnan and still play Company. Or not. Green-White Company, Ink. Can I undo? We flip Atraxa from Kinnan. Yeah, that's another thing. Hopefully no apparition on my Gwenna. Makes me think how much more it contributes to the mana cost shown on the top right of a card being meaningless and kinda fake. Sure. That's a very bleak outlook on life. It is true that cost reduction, fast mana, you know. We used to have fast mana in form of Lotus Petals and rituals. Now we have fast mana in terms of cost reduction mechanics. So that's how it is. So I find Acererak, I'll just combo. Here we go. So this adds 3 mana. I play Acererak. Always yield, and we have to go to Pendelhaver. Holy fuck, this is indeed pleasurable. Okay, opponent scoops, but it probably takes you to deal 20. It's probably pretty impossible. Like, I'll take 50, I don't know, 10 minutes to deal 20. Because you have to go through this, you have to choose every time. Holy shit. Will you also bring the appropriate dungeon cards with you in your token box? I think you have to, otherwise your card doesn't actually work. I think if you don't, like, technically dungeons are cards and not like objects or tokens like emblems. I'm not sure. I think I read somewhere that they are technically cards. It's got a Frillback for a fatal push. I don't think I care to have too many fatal pushes. I can trigger Revolt in my deck anyways. Maybe Rutstein because my creatures won't be dying. Yeah, Rutstein seems bad. Okay. They will kill my own creatures then, maybe I'll have. Acererak triggers revolt. Holy guacamole, that's true. Okay, we have push Rona. Gwenna seems okay. Gwenna can be used to flip Rona. This deck is reasonably well built for a random deck. Like the cards synergize and make sense together, so it's as if somebody actually put thought into what they included in the deck. And also Relic of Legends plus Rona is also kind of a combo. Isn't this list from the RC? It is, yeah. No, this list was sent to cancel by Twitch at their portable head. It's the same list. It's the thing. Holy shit, did portable head use this deck list? So I don't need to go to Fandelver. I could go to the Dungeon of the Mud Mage. If I decide that's better for some reason. For, like, if my opponent kills my Gwenna. I would have to pay 3-1 next turn to scry 1, I would gain 1. Here I scry and then I make a goblin, a 2-2 goblin and draw. Let's choose Fandelver still. Going through Mud Mage seems better to combo off. No, you go through Fandelver because that actually kills your opponent. Take some damage, but villain use Brutal Cathar and Werewolf's Bodyguard. It's possible that they will not kill my Atraxa next turn. You can combo off with Gwenna and Lich. Holy shit, chat, that's breaking news. I think the fell pushing got the right creature. I think it had to go to hit the creature. I had to survive. Can tap Atraxa for mana now. I can hit the Interrupter, I guess that would be a problem. Well, I just spent my push turn 1, and then I play my 2-drop. And just saw that villain actually end up matching pretty well. Matching that play pretty well with their hand, but... Okay, draw 2. Divination. Scrap push, Otawara. Kinnan. Because then I actually have the combo without Gwenna, right? Also, this is a 1-mana Otawara deck, that's nice. No weź spierdalaj, no. Ile można mieć o gówna, kurwa, do zabijania potworów? Co to jest deck? What are you doing if... What will you do with your deck if... Like, if your opponent doesn't play a creature for you to kill? Kinnan doesn't double the mana I get from tapping creatures to Relic. Oh yeah, it doesn't. Paper only play again, I guess we mentioned that earlier. Push it. Oh kurwa. That's true, I had push and Atraxa. And the mana from the Relic, I missed that. No, Kinnan doesn't double the mana from the Relic. It's the same interaction as it with Urza. because whenever you tap a non-permanent for mana, tapping a permanent for mana only if you're activating a mana ability of that permanent that includes the tap symbol at its cost. This is kind of a silly rule because clearly you are tapping your creature for mana in that way, but actually you are not. So yeah, we kind of could have just re-trigger Atraxa and have Atraxa to block and just win on our next turn in the previous game. So I missed that and that was my bad. Kinda sick. Next turn we can company. Brutal Qatar. A psik. So I don't want to flip it into a free double striker. But also maybe I don't care. But also there's Aven Interruptor in his deck. It's a tough decision. Gwenna. It's first strike, not double. I know I meant to say first strike. Rona. I think opponent could have killed you by exiling the creature that you blocked. How? Oh, you mean with the werewolf? Yeah. Can take Kinnan and activate. Gwenna Kinnan is just win next turn. Why Rona? Because my opponent's gonna kill Gwen, and I want something else. But maybe Kinnan is better something else because I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Some mana to activate Kinnan. Kinnan with the ability to spin 4 monsters is probably better to get, and then also there is the combo aspect. Opponent's deck is Brutal Qatar, Skyclave Apparition, and Werewfox Bodyguard. This is 10 Punisher Priests. Kind of wild. Harvester of Misery. That would be solid. Can go through Mud Mage a lot of times. Well, if Gwenna dies, I can't. Also, you just go through Pendelhaven and you just kill your opponent instead of gaining value. So I'm not sure maybe I feel like there is some misunderstanding between the both of us. Aver Interruptor, zajebisty deczek masz, ziomeczku. Lost Mine of Pandelver. Well, I have the loop, so I don't know what you're talking about, because I guess if I hadn't had the loop. You mean if I just have Gwenna and Acererak, but no extra mana, then you'd rather go through Mud Mage? Because you can go through, if you have, like, you just need 7 mana. So you pay 1 mana to go through the dungeon once, more or less. Hand is not great. The only way I need black mana is for legendaries, right? So the mana is actually fine, yes. Castle Ardenvale, no, super. Fajnie. Do I consider yourself #1 Polish of all time? Yeah. Lol, Tooth Field. So I was thinking, like, who else, and I couldn't come up with an answer, so I do. Is Sivka Czech? He's not Polish, I think he's Czech, yeah. When is Polish nationals? Never. Maybe they'll come back. The other option is Ulrich, right? Yeah, but of all time, seems pretty clear to me then. Ulrich. Llanowar Elves, go to my graveyard. A little bit of an issue. Can play Acererak as a 5/5 question mark. It's curious that you think so when there is no Acererak in my hand. It's a farewell deck, it's an Emperor deck. I don't know what to do. The best line of action would be to combo off. It is a deck without counter, so if I draw... If I don't get farewelled... Although this attack suggests a farewell wypierdolka wszystkiego. Should play Jegantha. Why didn't I play Jegantha? Was Boseiju on Thespian Stage not worth it when they copied? Didn't seem important to me. Transform to Leech Beatdown. Well, I have an Otawara in my hand, chat, so I can Otawara the Proctor. And then combo. All Villain's deck does is casting Sweepers. Or Discontinuity, that would probably beat me. Hey. No disco. Company. Relic. Pool, reading pool. And do I want Rona? Kinnan? Rutstein? I don't think they play Verdict, just farewells. I think my opponents actually... It's almost only possible for them to put my creatures into my exile rather than graveyard. I don't know this list exactly, but is Rona that good in this deck? Feels mediocre. It is mediocre. What a deck. Holy shit, this list looks so stupid. But Rona works nicely with Relic of Legends to add a good amount of mana. I think it's almost impossible for Rutstein to rebuy anything, so I will not play him. Yep, I'm keeping up Otawara to bounce the tracks at my point. Farewells. Atraxa also Vigilance, so pretty good against Wandering Emperor. They play Settle. The Patrick Wu list didn't have Settle. Unlikely in general Settle. You know, Arceus Dota. He's more of a good player archetype than a Settle player archetype, so he wouldn't play Settle either. I'm pretty sure. That's also fair. And likely true. Do I attack with Jegantha? I don't even think so. This time I'll Boseiju the stage. Feels like my opponent having less mana is valuable. I mean, no more Atraxa yet. I have to pay for the Proctor, so who is really suffering here? Let's grab Company, Overgrown Tomb. And we have to choose a creature. Is it perhaps just Honest Rutstein? With Atraxa in the graveyard, it's gonna be Honest Rutstein. I'll Boseiju the stage. Bro. Nice combo. I guess you can pay. It's incredible. It's no counters blue-white. So it just has to farewell you enough times that you eventually die to it. Sure, Jegantha can be gone, it's fine. Are we Shark Typhooning? Oh, Lagoon Breach. Attacking is of course unwise. Bottom this then. I could protect, but I think I'd rather cast 2 companies and try to combo. Maybe, I guess there's double street proc that I'm probably gonna have a hard time comboing. We'll see. Probably could think lines through a bit more. Not protecting Atraxa was interesting. I agree. Oh, Kurka. Tranquil Frillback. I guess a problem is that Acererak doesn't go back to my hand if I grab it now, but... Well, we have to Otawara the Acererak, but I also wanted to Otawara back a Strict Proctor to actually have mana to combo. That said, we don't. Probably would be better off protecting Atraxa, indeed. So if I have Rutstein, Gwenna, and Relic, and then I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 mana per Acererak play, but it costs too much. Could also use the mobs. Collected company. Duro. Well, there's 2 strict proctors in play, so recasting Atraxa is not possible. Okay, so if I pass in a company, then some can hit Kinnan and then use Kinnan to have lots of mana. Bro, so all this deck does is casting Deluge. Strict Proctor being a hate pair is fairly annoying, though. Not a big fan of that. Do I want to have a Acererak in hand and play, pay for it, or do I want a Rutstein and grab Atraxa? Damn fancy purple text. I have no idea how I get it. So if I have Kinnan, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 5. So Kinnan Acererak seems to win. Plus, you might have instant speed removal. Wandering Emperor. It's my Rona. Makes sense. 3 mana. March. Exile Kinnan. Alright. The combo is 7 mana per loop. I have not close to 7 mana. Alright, bro. I'll save a bit time for games 2 and 3 and let's introduce some way to deal with Strict Proctor into my deck, which is going to make it easier to play. 4 and need 5. I counted 3. I guess Rona doesn't need. Rona can be summoning sick and still works with Relic. That's kind of nice. So Tranquil Frillback seems unnecessary. Pretty weird card to be in the deck to begin with. So we have 26 creatures already. If I don't count Atraxas. Gonna cut 3 elves, I guess, a relic. This is very few creatures for a company deck, but could have Assassin's Trophy. Cut an extra elf. The elves seem kinda weak. And my company is just gonna, I'm just gonna have 22 creatures company in my deck. Sure. Keep. This is a turn relatively quickly Atraxa. This is only cast legendary spell, but I'll draw a blue producing land most likely. Any turn now. Wow, pitching to March. Holy shit. Elves are actually great. They make my opponent discard cards. You will not company into elf, yeah. Unlikely to happen. Two pushes, awesome. Wow, Sago Shark Typhoon. Five mana. Do I want to grab Jegantha? Is it important? Because it might not be. Wandering Emperor exists and all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just want to pass, and next turn I want to Atraxa. Bondage Prodigy finally getting some time in the sun. The 5 out of 5 War Canisters card. Strict Protocol. Unfortunately, I don't have black mana. I think I want to redraw Gwenna. Keep up Kinnan's activation.
He's a phenomenal control player.
4 years of Gachi,
I'll kind of
Titan and Pepperoni.
Gachi, Titan, Pepperoni. Sick. Let's get on the Llanowar Elves, sure. Helps me pay for Atraxa. Gakimuki. Oh. I can just pay for Atraxa ZTB though. Now I can maybe flip a Thoughtseize. Can you not add black with Gwenna and use the Kinnan mana to push? You actually can, it's true. That's true, Kinnan makes real black mana. Holy shit, chat, lots of mysteries in a deck like this. Bro is deluging. Why now? What? I cast Deluge. Could have get black mana from casting Rutstein, so land gives you black for legend push last turn. Well, that doesn't work. This doesn't, well, wait. Add one mana very color among legendary permanents you control. It actually does work this way. Crazy. Hey, I win, right? Acererak, Boseiju, company. Alright. 7 minutes for next game. Certainly it's just impossible if your opponent makes you click it out. Like here it wouldn't be too bad, I just make Gwenna a 20 power creature and attack. But in many spots you are not going to be able to pull that off. The deck is pretty neat. There's so many weird combo decks in Pioneer that are almost unplayed. For one reason or another. I think this deck used to be bugged on Magic Online for a while. That was part of the reason, and then it wasn't played because of that. Should I keep this? Kinnan was bugged. I don't know if it was Kinnan. I've heard it was Gwenna, but I don't know. There is some issues with the mana, right? I have like 8 actual black sources for my Thoughtseize. Plaza of Heroes only makes black if Acererak or Rutstein is in play. I guess Relic of Heroes can cast my Thoughtseize, but Plaza of Heroes does not contribute. Bit awkward for your sideboard card to be good but uncastable, but such is life sometimes. Yeah, there's so many combo decks in Pioneer and 80% of them are putting Atraxa into play. Is this an issue? Maybe. I have Boseiju in my deck. Okay, let's try land. Awesome. Can't Thoughtseize unfortunately, but... Oh no. Land. Nah. Maybe people will try to put Valgavoth into play sometimes. Maybe. Let's miss on company. Holy shit. Oh, it's not that great because... I think Pandelver. Given that this seems better. The high noon is pretty good against Thoughtseize. It's kind of crazy. We just got Valgavoth. Maybe people will try to put Valgavoth into play sometimes. Maybe Valgavoth. But Atraxa is cheaper, easier to put into play, stronger kind of. Whoa, high noon sacrificed. Holy shit. What if I do this? I get the Rutstein and Gwenna, Eyes of Gwenna. Any order? Do I combo? This is a loop because it doesn't, it's a loop. Holy shit, the fact that this doesn't have to be summoning sick, it's just, whoops. Can't do that. Missed a mana. I have to tap Acererak. I guess opponent was kind of donated the game by using High Noon to kill my monster because it was actually a very problematic card. Probably need like a bot to execute the macro. Like, I think that doesn't help. The issue is that you have to wait for Magic Online to respawn back to you, and it just takes a little bit. So even if you had a macro and perfect inputs, you still would lose time, a lot of time, and you just have to make so many actions that it would speed you up, but I don't think it would actually overcome the problem entirely. That said, the deck seems pretty impressive, and the fact that I missed at first that you can go off in certain spots with just Gwenna and Rona being summoning sick is really nice. A way to click less buttons than you do. The keyboard shortcuts. Sure. That lets you just combo off instantly without waiting to untap. It's pretty neat how this all works out. What happens if you run into angels? Them gaming tail life looks like a match loss. Well, it seems pretty impossible to combo off properly against people who have the regular 20 lives, so I'm not worried about that. I'll just time out the same, or I'll beg them to scoop. And it's gonna either work or not. Don't have blue mana, so my hand is pretty glacial. So I think I played a Relic. Legends is blue mana, right? Yeah, well, Relic is, but I don't have I can't play Kinnan on this turn, basically what I meant. Or Rona, which I don't know if it would have been better even or not than playing the Relic of Legends, but... Do we win? If I go Rutstein into Rona, into Acererak, it is a win, right? Wait, I just don't need to draw anything. I guess they don't have the fail push, I just kill them, right? Rutstein. Rona. The fact that Relic has 5 abilities is kind of annoying. On top Rona. This is crazy that this is just a turn 3 win, right? What if I go through the Dungeon of the Mud Mage to get Atraxa into play? Now let's try to actually loop. Anyone caught what time we started? 23 minutes something. So far we dealt 0 damage. Don't you need Dark Pool as a win con? Ay, kurwa, that's true. So you have to also pay attention to which dungeon we're coming into. That's crazy. I didn't check the dungeon. I just assumed the deal 1 damage is gonna be in a convenient spot where I don't need to do that. So the combo is Rona, Rutstein, Relic plus Acererak. That's one of the ways Can combo, yeah. But there's plenty of ways to cast Acererak multiple times. Is it at least drain 1 damage? Drain one life so we can pass at some point. I guess no, we're not passing. Gwenna plus another way to reduce the cost. Or add extra mana. Kinnan is another way to add extra mana for your Gwenna. Unfortunately, Kinnan doesn't work with Relic of Legends. The second ability. Angelus goes to 60 life, we can't kill them with the loop. Well, so we just spent 3 minutes dealing 3 damage to my opponent, so it's gonna be rough nonetheless. I think it was actually less than 3 damage. So again, like, the Angelus is not an issue, or at least not more of an issue than a normal life total is. Aj, nie tego elfa chcemy grać, to nie, Acereraka. I have an infinite loop. Chat, bet. Will opponent not respond? Say, sure. Ignore us. Maybe I can make treasures and then play Atraxa at 10 life. Kurwa, no i zjebałem, już nie mam lupa. Oj. Well, it's dangerous. You can't let your guard down. It's because you never went the mines. I should go the mines for sure. Play elf, why? I'd rather have a 3 toughness blocker than a 1 toughness one. Colorless? Red. Slick shot show off. Mountain. Okay, at least we're not dead. -1 mana. Sure. But +1 colored mana, so. Kurwa, -2 mana. Ja pierdolę. This requires too much. Too much of me too. keep up with. Can also Fungi Cavern all of their creatures, but that probably, well, that takes less time, but Fungi. They scooped. They got bored of it. They decided they will not beat Atraxa anyways. But yeah, we are down to 16 minutes. Opponent went to 13 life. It is not plausible. Whoever designed Acererak had no idea MODO exists. I think the idea was to play it 4 times, go through the Tomb of Annihilation and have a powerful Lich. Not to do what we're doing. Maybe we can trim an Atraxa. It seems kinda hard to get there to cast there. The guy that played the deck at DC has stopped MODO challenges with the deck before. That's crazy. What's their online name? Togert. Pioneer Challenge 5th. Seventeenth, second. Holy shit. Third. Those are pretty, you know, strong results. Maybe this deck is just insane. Maybe this is the most incredible deck that there is. Bond to Monuments, sure. Probably mulligan this, right? How many of his wins were because his opponents did not know they had to kill Gwenna? Probably some. But also, like, I mean, we just won against Arceus._MTG because Arceus killed my Gwenna with High Noon and I untapped and comboed off. Because I had a Relic of Legends in play. Opponent takes my Honest Rutstein. Interesting choice. How does the Acererak combo work? You replay Acererak an infinite amount of times and it kills your opponent. You'll see next turn. Perhaps. Actually, you will not. Reap my elf. Ancestral Anger. We don't need the elf. I get to play Kinnan Rona next turn still. Or Rona Kinnan. Rutstein would be a great draw. Does Kinnan not work with the second ability of Relic? It does not. If you draw a land, you win? I don't think so. You think Kinnan doubles the Relic mana, which it doesn't. Why doesn't it work? It's a bit counterintuitive, but this is the rule. It has to literally have the tap this permanent symbol. Otherwise, it is not a mana ability. -1 mana. Well, Sure. What would I spend that mana on? I just want to have a 1/3 untapped over a 2/2. How do you win if you don't draw Relic? Well, you don't need the Relic in every game. Okay, I need my Rona. Actually, I won't block. Four life points. Have 6 mana, which is not enough to activate Kinnan. Death. So I just Thoughtseize trample. I'm not willing to chump block and pretend that I'm still playing the game. I mean, if we Atraxa, can they win? Exactly. This is Thoughtseize proof at least. Sounds better than moving to 4 and getting Thoughtseized. No Thoughtseize. Okay. Okay. Draw Acererak. Flip Gwenna and Rona and win. Or Gwenna and like any of Rona, Rutstein. Yeah, I just need to draw Rutstein, Rona, or Gwenna. And then company into the other two. Upkeep Coco to scry with Acererak. Are you sure about that? Maybe? There is no next turn. I guess I'll just die on turn 3. We would miss on Acererak. I don't know of anything that does that. I don't know of any card that does that whatsoever. Is it the mirror? Did they reveal Jegantha? Non-legendary that needs you to sack something. I'll stick to field push that I can't cast then. I don't think I can win this turn, so I'll win the next turn. Well, most likely. I guess I can miss on company, but... Do I think the elves are necessary, or could this just be a straight-up Legends deck? Seems like it would be slower then, but maybe you can make up for that with Moxamber. The Green Legend and BG Legend was a win here. I guess if I hit both with my company, that was a reason to sorcery speed the company, that's fair. That said, we get an elf. Win? This is not a win. Go for the mod mage. Bro, you're the one who's mod here. It's more scries here in the Boseiju. There, kinda, not really. It's not more scries. It's better to go for Pendelhaven. I kurwa, I miss the mana. Bro, it's so hard to keep up with like tapping your Acererak at the correct time. Aye. So rough. So rough. How much mana do I have here? 1, 2. It cost me mana to Rona. But it seems better to Rona. So this time I'll tap my Acererak. I'll make a treasure. Mine tunnels. All mine. What did you miss? I don't know. Does the treasure add 2 mana? It does. Holy guacamole. So is it better to loot now? Or add mana? If I add mana I have 4, 5, 6. I draw a card later than I loot. Dark pool. And the next one we draw. Tranquil Frillback, that's what I wanted. So if you go to Pendelhaven twice, now, which I can do, I get a treasure which is 2 mana. So I still do this. I mean, I can play the Gwenna then. Can I? I can. But I can't play the Acererak. So I would rather loot. Because if I loot into a winning card, I guess I can win. But I failed. I failed to loot into a game-winning card. So we missed 1 mana this turn. I resolved my Acererak's ability too quickly. And we get punished for that. Partially at least. Rutstein. Well, we have failed. So if I had 1 more mana, I would be able to... 1 more mana. I'll be able to make mine tunnels again, like Scry, mine tunnels. I probably would get there. On the other hand, villain just uses Takenuma and gets nothing, so that's also a good sign. Rutstein. Do you have the Acererak the Archlich, my friend? Creature spells or abilities? Herald of the Invasion. I guess I win then. Did they finally fix the bug in this deck? Nobody seems to know what the bug is or was, so the answer is who knows? I don't. But now we have the loop. The bug was that you mysteriously time out during your combo. No way. Poland is playing, like we're playing the Mirror Match. They should be understanding of the issues with our deck. Please explain the loop. So Acererak the Archlich costs 3 mana. It has the ability when it enters, if you haven't completed Tomb of Annihilation, which you never complete, return it to your hand and venture into the dungeon. So if you make Acererak, if you have some way to make Acererak costs less than or like if you can make it mana neutral, you can just play it over and over and you win, because one of the dungeons has a room that says each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, so you go through it you go through your dungeon 60 times and you kill them. It's really that simple, chat. Bug was that Gwenna produced 2 mana with Kinnan in play. That sounds game breaking in a way that doesn't really alter the strength of the deck. Why is it mana neutral this turn but not last turn? I summoned Honest Rutstein, which makes my creature spells cost 1 less. So Acererak costs 2 mana and it produces 2 mana, 1 from Rona tapped and 1 from Acererak tapped. With Rona untapping every time I play Acererak. Opponent needs, yeah, cool. You have loop, you have a loop, bro. It's really cool. Is it basically impossible? It is, which is why you don't see this deck much on Magic Online. Against many decks, I assume you can just go through the Dungeon of the Mud Mage once and it's gonna go a long way, but yeah, this deck did place in top 16 or top 32 at DRC. In the US, there is one player who actually plays it on Magic Online sometimes, and they do get top 8s with the deck. Seemingly relatively often when they play it, and the deck seems really powerful. The combo is fast and redundant and doesn't need your creatures to, like, you can combo without your creatures being summoning sick oftentimes, as I have learned. Just really neat. That said, in the mirror I can't pass because my opponent is going to combo me off, right? I guess they will not, they don't have the time. So letting them combo off is actually like a better move in the mirror. Crazy shit. Yeah, I guess if when I'm at 30 they can't kill me with the with the loop, like there's no way they can do it in time. That's funny. Probably would be good to have Atraxa in play too. Get to 30 and have Atraxa. But also I'm curious to see how long does it take me to actually go through the entire loop. So I think we're gonna click it through. Is this serious testing or just trolling? Well, the deck seems strong. Is it perhaps the best deck in Pioneer? Could be. The mana shortcut, I guess I only need one. Can float a bunch of black. I don't know, that makes it faster. The auto mana doesn't work well. Because it actually doesn't, like, it saves you clicks, but kind of have to learn the mechanics too of using it properly. 30 to 60 seconds per one life. It's pretty wide range. Is Acererak the worst Magic Online combo deck? Or is anything worse? Discuss. Four Horsemen is worse. Sure. I guess Four Horsemen doesn't actually work on Magic paper events, so it doesn't work. It's not working on Magic Online is less of a issue against it. Because it's kind of not a real deck. Like, it's not like you can say, oh, I would not timeout in paper. Because you actually, yeah, wouldn't, because you couldn't. Palinchron is 6 lands and high Titan Cube. I guess that's a bit annoying, but like, how much mana do you actually need to create it? Like, you at some point you have like 12 mana in your mana pool and you go on and win from there somehow. That said, like, not, you know, timing a person out in the middle is kind of crazy. For my opponent of a behavior. It's kind of funny. Fun delver. Oh, are links allowed in the chat? Sure. As long as you're not linking anything that I would not like linked. It's my game plan for the next games to not combo. It seems like I will not be able to, yeah. I have no plan, I'm just clicking Acererak. I mean, you chose your deck, and you can do the combo in time while a bit of BS isn't really your opponent's fault. Sure. I'm just saying that it's funny that we're playing the mirror match, so my opponent is kind of in the same boat. The misclick. Well, there is no easy misclick to break my loop now. There was a misclick at turn, like on that one turn against the red-black player, because I was barely getting there on mana. Could casting a second Rutstein speed up the process? Rutstein is legendary, so it would require me to put one of my Rutsteins into the graveyard, which arguably would slow down the process. What time did we start? So I set this at 18, this is 34 minus 18, that is 16 minutes. What do we tweet? This is an interesting tweet. Hard testing. Hashtag discuss. Six minutes to combo doesn't seem feasible. No, I did combo in 16 minutes. It was very feasible. Doesn't seem like fail push does anything, and also I can't win the game anyway, so. I mean, they have 22 minutes, there's no way they can win 2 games. In this little time, haha. Bro has failed pushing my creatures. Are you ready? Ready? F6 for 2 games. Well, I am up a game, so if they lose, they lose. If they lose the game, they lose IRL. Can take off all the stops. I could, but I don't do that. Basically, it throws me off because that's not what I'm used to. So it's actually net downgrade for me. Let's go, Atraxa, show them. You stack the triggers right, you could have played Atraxa there. How? Going for what? Oh, they're going for it, their combo. Let's see. No! This was my last path to victory. Remove all stops. Bro, I have 11 seconds. Remove all stops, then what? Double blocking for time is crazy. To be fair, my creature was a 3/4 and they had a 1/3 and a 3/2, so you could even argue that it was a double block for the double block's sake. Does the legend only untap when you cast legends? Gwenna. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, put a counter on Gwenna. It's both cast and something entirely else, so I in fact couldn't have done that. That seems like actually comboing off on Magic Online is not the way to go. Oh, there's still a game. Holy shit. The Celestian Company deck looked pretty strong for this meta. It does not pass the vibe check for me, so I ignored it. Did have a strong win rate at the Jest ci kurwa z tym zjebanym śmieciem. Strict Proctorem ciągle. Two Proctors. Stop. Back to nature is pioneer legal? Huh? It indeed is. Rona to find more stuff. My opponent not making a single misplay or mistake. They played Castle Ardenvale into Hall, into Lotus Field properly. Although it did seem fairly challenging indeed. No i chuj mi ten Acererak na stole, kurwa. Na co mi to? Chad, you like talking as if a 3 mana 5/5 was actually a relevant card. I cast Deluge, that's all my deck does after all. No, Typhoon, okay. Champ attacking into Atraxa. Pro not Champ attacking into Atraxa. No interest in losing my creatures to Wandering Emperor. Sitting 1/1 token with Ardenvale, that's giga powerful. What a name, Mega Garchomp. Wait, opponent conceded? What? That seems a bit too much. But I guess their hand was likely all that. I'll eat one strict protocol, and then I would continue looting with Rona, try to, I don't know, could hit another Atraxa. I don't know, this seems kind of weird to scoop, but like clearly they had no farewell or anything like that in their hand right now, so makes sense. They forgot you could activate it. Kinnan? Hand is bad, but Rona will loot my cards away. Getting my push away, but Hornlock Whale, this seems so ridiculous. Like how can this card be in a Victorious Pioneer deck? How? It's an Azorius Charm that's a 6/6, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Maybe you should play Rona. Fields. Or is it Cycle Shark Typhoon? Cycle Shark Typhoon. -1 mana or whatnot. Let's go to the Dungeon of the Mud Mage. Did I not tap my Acererak for mana? I think I did not. Rip. I can't replay it now. Whoops. We are in the Dungeon of the Mud Mage, chat. We can go through it manually. Lost level. Is it March on my Rona? Relic. Should I take Farewell or Teferi or maybe the Deluge? Probably Farewell. Teferi seems like not too big of a deal. Just use Kinnan. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. They draw a line for Teferi now, it's gonna be a bit rough. Use Kinnan doesn't grant Atraxa every single time, unfortunately. Occasionally it grants no Atraxa. Oh, yeah. Could transform Rona and attack. It feels worse than looting. Oh, ja pierdzielę. This deck looks like a nightmare to play on MTGO. What if someone doesn't scoop to the combo? You time out. That's it. It's not a playable Magic Online deck. Scry one. Don't want another Acererak. Goblin Bazaar. Which one will they kill? Rona. Makes sense. Kind of glad they didn't play Teferi instead. Can draw Thoughtseize. Nope. Instead I'll get Company. Marsh. Rutstein? Rutstein, I think. Where I tapped, I can't play the Rona. Rutstein seems okay. Oh no, the Lagoon bitch. I just ran into that. How do I have 2 Atraxas in hand? Le plus or minus? Minus. Should have kept open Plaza. Yeah, definitely. Do I play a lot of Pioneer in paper? I'd play no paper Pioneer. Is Kinnan on top and... Atraxa in third? I want to get past those, maybe? Probably I should play Atraxa. I don't know. I don't know, bros. Seems like playing Atraxa would have served me better. Largely. Why not Atraxa? Because I don't know how to play the game of Magic the Gathering with sometimes, and I just click buttons in semi-randomized order. Protocol. Hi. Brutal. They either use Fountain Port or Flash in the Whale. Or make a fish.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Canny rage, canny rage, canny rage, Peepo cute 5 years.
Mega Garchomp. Not just a Garchomp, a Mega Garchomp. My opponent is. Activate Hold, that seems weak. Doesn't it? Belana, thank you for subbing. Somehow my Boseiju ended in play, which is maybe kind of weak against the hole, but... Another Proctor. Kurwa, weź się odpierdol, no. Ten Proctor jebany. Skurwesyn. Can't pay for the triggers. Alright, I should have played Atraxa on an earlier turn. We would have just won. Maybe I should have a trophy over fail push. Over Rutstein, which seems hard to return a creature from the graveyard. Unless I specifically discard one with Rona. Red Mommy Synthia Mega Evolves Garchomp. Holy guacamole. This is wild. Kind of pathetic game to lose, but we also could have played better, so. Take the farewell, I mean nothing else does anything. Farewell can be annoying over the course of a long game. My opponent just rips the second land, but they probably just... Okay, cool. I probably would rather loot the Thoughtseize. Oops, I forgot about Jegantha. Jegantha is a good one to loot. I discarded the push. Now if my opponent actually does stop deck the Proctor, it's gonna be a rough time. Kurwa, lockdown, czy inne gówno. March my Rona, okay. Take your deluge. If I picked Jegantha last turn, I could just play Jegantha this turn, and I could Thoughtseize Jegantha, then guarantee that Atraxa with Jegantha mana, so pretty big mistake to forget about your companion. Your seat, is that a secret labs? Are you happy with it? I think I'm happy. It serves as a good chair. Got there. Put Atraxa on the stack. My opponent seems very weak-willed because they just conceded. Co to za scoop? Holy guacamole, John Julio. You're learning a lot. But seemed very weak-willed. Like, I guess it would be hard for my opponent to defeat my Atraxa, but they just really hate it. They just really hate the idea of Atraxa hitting the board and being there.